Intel, Mercedes-Benz, Vodafone, DHL, Alienware, Logitech G, and PaySafeCard.
All right, everyone, welcome back to ESL One Hamburg. We're here on the B stream. We are in the middle of NiP versus Aster. We got Lyrical back on the panel. And guys, any more impressions after we've processed that first game a little bit more?
Did I say silencer is garbage? Because
I'm not sure if he did. Let me check my notes. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
It should be on page number 1, definitely. Yeah. The most important part of Dota. I just feel this hero is super over-nerfed, doesn't belong to Dota anymore.
I'm never going to doubt you again, honestly.
You should tweet at PPD and tell him.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good thing. You can let him know. Just, I'm helping you out a little bit here, buddy.
PPD is a stubborn guy. I love PPD. If he thinks something can work, he's probably just going to go for it.
Yeah. I was thinking about it last time, too, with all those pauses in there. I'm sure that they're very... it's a frustrating situation, you know. The game goes late. You're playing against the Spectre. You can kind of feel this impending sense of doom, like a heart attack getting ready to jump at you. Right. It's a rough time.
Yeah, and there's only so much you can talk about during a pause as well, right? Like the game's stuck there. You can repeat what the plan is for the next 30 seconds, but other than that, it's just kind of time to dwell on what's going on. So. Looks like we are going to get into our draft. Okay, maybe not just yet. We got a couple of people in the bathroom, so we have a little bit of a wait. I think our observer might also be in the bathroom, but he's okay. He doesn't need to get back until the end of the draft. Any clear adjustments that you feel like NiP need to make going into this second game? Does the Spectre warrant a ban?
I don't know. To me, at least, it felt like there were moments where NiP could have maybe put the clamps on this game a little bit quicker. Yeah. Either the Arc Warden starts to go for like more aggressive items early, as opposed to things that are sort of putting off the push. Or possibly the other thing that you could do is just be more aggressive a little bit earlier on. Because there were those moments where it felt like things could have happened. And then, of course, the big turnarounds start to happen as, the Earthshaker is picked off, what have you. So I'm feeling like you don't necessarily need to change a ton about the draft. If you want to run something like that, maybe just get a little bit more aggressive early on.
It feels like they didn't have the good mid-game execution. The positioning was just not there. Just the decision-making, who do they want to focus? This Lotus Orb on Necro won them the game. Yeah,
there were a couple of fights that we saw there where the Necrophos was just out in front, and he survived, and then eventually he just kind of even manages to heal all the way back up once he gets his heart, and then everything that they've done up until that point, and the BKBs that they've popped, and the Supernova that they've used are just completely useless. So it'll be really interesting to see what NiP do here. I feel like the Bloodseeker pick also didn't maybe pan out the way that they wanted. I think they wanted it to crush the Invoker in lane and really kind of lead them charging into the mid game, and it didn't work like that at all. Thought I had a couple of deaths here and there, and then the item progression just kind of got a bit weird.
The draft issue from 5-minute mark to 20, they had no stuns whatsoever. So whenever someone from Team Aster was in danger, just TP out. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, you much prefer to see something else with the Phoenix, right? Like the tree or the Spirit Breaker or...
Not necessarily in the laning stage. The lanes were fine in terms of having the...
I'm more talking about the
top lane.
Yeah, you want those stuns.
We go back to the silencer issue. Does not provide you with any kind of a control.
So the other thing, too, though, is like, in a way, it ended up working out and being okay early on, though, right? Because you saw that basically, like, through the first, I don't know, I want to say like 15 minutes, it felt like Spectre was like using TP on cooldown to get out of the lane, which...
But never died, right? That was the big thing.
In a way, that can kind of be okay, because what was the timing in the end on like the Radiance? So like after 20 minutes or something.
Yeah,
right?
I want to say it was pretty late. It was like past 25. I can have a look.
So like to me, it didn't feel like you're running this type of a lineup where it just felt like they didn't hit their timing as hard as they could have.
24 minutes.
With trying to like actually shut down the map and like fully clamp down, take all the tier 2s, and then like get Roche into the high ground push. It felt like there was that moment there where they could have taken it and then just maybe
they just
kind of too careless. Yeah. Like you're talking about the mid-game execution not being as clean as it could have been. So I think that like, again, to me, this felt like maybe more of them giving it away as opposed to Aster fully taking it, and maybe I don't know, just be a little bit more clutch on it.
Yeah. Are you willing to chalk any of that up to this kind of being a newish roster for NiP, or is that a lame excuse? They do have PPD at the helm, but is that enough for a new roster? Is he enough to crack the whip and get everybody to do exactly?
I think
what they
that
should
he
be doing.
Maybe it's again one of those things too where you feel like, oh, I don't have this item that I want, this timing to sort of go for the push play. So maybe it's again like, just a little bit of miscommunication, and maybe also thinking like, because it was also an ultra kill that came out on the Spectre like as soon as that got that radiance.
Yeah.
So that's the type of thing where it's like you feel like you have more time than you actually do, and they're like, oh, we're just crushing this guy. He's always TPing out. He's never actually farming, and then suddenly he catches back up immediately.
And it also demoralizes you.
Yeah.
You're trying to make something happen, then there's a pause, and suddenly Spectre has Radiance, gets an ultra kill. It's hard to come back into that. It really is.
Yeah, you're thinking that this is still your timing, you're still in your window, and then bang. All of a sudden, the Spectre is all up in your face. So we do have a draft in front of us for Game 2 of NiP versus Aster, so we're going to get into that, get away from our ugly mugs, and some familiar faces so far for those of you who remember the Game 1 draft. There was a little while ago, was a bit of a long game here for game number 1.
And I like this. NiP, you feel comfortable with how that game looked in some ways. I don't think you need to throw everything out at this point. Like, I think that's something that's a good captain will do, is recognize that wasn't always their problem. They will take out the Earthshaker, though.
Yeah, I think at least changing things up a little bit. Baboka did, I think if there was anybody who kind of overperformed in that previous game, it was probably Baboka for Aster. Like, he had some pretty nice, pretty flashy plays, reasonably timed Blink Dagger. Didn't do anything with it immediately, but he actually put in not only quite a bit of work in those team fights, but then also in the early game, he rotated around and set up a couple of kills that they would have otherwise had no chance of getting. Like, I think he even killed Fado once or twice from the mid lane, I want to say, which was a pretty big deal. And it's Aster's turn to get the Phoenix this time around, after banning out the Ogre. Sorry, Lacoste.
No, just keep going, man. You're on fire. So, so Phoenix first phase. I don't think that hero in first phase surprises anyone anymore. It's just so strong. So
you ready for the silencer?
Nah, I'm ready for some Mirana. Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
Nice. And the other hero?
Maybe
Wyvern?
Well, could go for Wyvern, or if they want to get a different kind of position 5, maybe they could get Undying still in the pool. So, all right, they want to spam their spells.
All right.
Interesting.
Crystal Maiden has not been as popular as of late, and interesting.
Whoppa.
All right.
That's
Commander.
really interesting, because you don't see this hero too often. It's kind of considered as a counter to
Mirana.
Phantom Lancer. It's okay against Mirana. You can remove the arrow with the dispel. It's a strong dispel.
And like obviously not being able to leap away too. A nice little answer to that. I guess
It's a strong lane as well, sorry.
Well, the thing that I was thinking with this now is, if you are going to be a Mirana and leap into the fight to try and take down the egg, you jump in with Legion Commander, hard disable there, where you have to, now you can't run away from the egg. That's not something that you have an option for anymore. You have to stay or give up a hero.
Well, most of the fights are going to start where Legion Commander blinks in, nevertheless, if egg is used or not. So there's going to be some follow-up with the Sunray, Fire Spirits, and then they're going to place the egg because they want to try to focus the Legion Commander and get a kill on her.
You guys have sold me on the Legion, but why do we not see this hero so much in general?
I think the hero is underpicked. The hero is still strong, does well if you pair it up with the decent position 4, some overtime damage.
So
Maybe it's an early pickup, but it doesn't reveal anything.
Yeah. They still have the opportunity here. If it's a good draft for it, we could still see the D-Stones Invoker, right? We could be seeing some dual Sunstrike combinations. That could be good. I mean, the Invoker's even good with the Phoenix, right? As an egg-protecting hero.
Yeah, you can outrange the Legion Commander in the lane. Mirana's one of the better ones. Maybe they can pair it up with something else. I'm not sure if Crystal Maiden's going to be 4 or 5, but if you want to win your lane, you should put it with the hero that doesn't buy wards early on.
I think the other reason that we don't see a ton of Legion commanders, like you think about those other heroes that get put in this role. Sometimes it's Mirana. That's like sort of the high aggro hero. Legion doesn't necessarily fit into like that other heavy damage dealing core necessarily. It's like hard lockdown. And then the other one would be a heavy team fight hero, like a Centaur or something. And she doesn't really provide that either. It's sort of like a weird defensive / lockdown oriented hero. And in the later game, press the attack ends up being sometimes your best skill because you can just, you know, completely turn around a fight and save somebody. But you also want to be the initiator. So it's kind of like it inhabits this strange place as far as what the hero does for your team. But I do think that, like Lacoste says, underpicked and particularly with heavy team fight supports, I think that makes up for some of her weaknesses.
You need to build some kind of a nuke damage. Lina sounds all right. If they want to go for something like an Invoker, it can work with the Sunstrike. Also, they banned out Monkey King. It's one of the better heroes in the lane against Legion Commander because you can't remove it. So they might go for, I don't know, banning out Morph. I've seen Morphs being picked as a counter to TB, but picking TB into Legion Commander just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, and it's been banned by NiP as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
One of the reasons why hero can't be picked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, NiP kind of banning out some Sylar heroes, right? That seems to be the focus there, getting rid of those two. There's still like a PL and stuff in the pool, but NiP just going to grab themselves a Train Protector. All right, so that's a little bit of save potentially against the Legion Commander duel. Throw a Living Armor on somebody. Overgrowth also pretty handy. Decent in lane. Takes it away from Aster. So
I don't find him strong in the laning stage. That hero is extremely weak.
What, the tree?
Yes. It could be a core, position 3, position 4, even 5 if necessary, but hero has 0 armor. So I've seen people just skipping his first spell, especially if someone buys a Quelling Blade and just clears all the jungle around you, and they have a really good way to deal with Treant Protector. You're going to have position 4 Phoenix, who's going to have a lot of items, overtime damage against the Treant Protector's heal, super good, and builds into Spirit Vessel just to mitigate the heal coming out of Treant Protector.
This is kind of weird for Master now, because you've got like heavy single target disable, but also on top of that, you've got like good AoE clear. So this would normally be the time where I'd think like, oh, PL is great, but Legion is amazing against PL. So it kind of puts, I think, Ninjas and Pajamas in a weird position where they can't go for like the AoE counters to a Bane. And I think that now you've kind of got to go towards... I think it's CM Mirana probably is going to be the dual lane, and maybe you try and like find a hero that can kill with tree in the safe lane.
Okay, so we see the Troll Warlord coming in. It's decent against the Phoenix.
I think it's really good against Legion.
Yeah,
depends. I'm just thinking about it. If Legion Commander has Blade Mail, you use ulti to increase the attack speed to try to kill a Legion.
Right.
And then the hero just dies to it because of the Blade Mail.
I think the nice thing about like Troll versus Legion is if she blinks in and duels you, you're not starting with any stack, so you're not really doing a ton of damage initially. But then also the bash is preventing a little bit of damage, so I think the Troll is decent against.
He also has good armor
Legion.
against the Blade Mail.
He's got pretty high armor. That's 100% true. But these are all like positive aspects of the Troll, but at the same time we've also seen that he can struggle a little bit. We talked about in some of the previous drafts that
work that way. You receive the damage before reduction, so your armor doesn't matter.
It's
Yes, the damage.
But you receive physical damage.
You receive the damage before reductions that you're doing to them, but you're still receiving it back as the type.
It's physical damage.
It's still coming back as physical, so it still gets reduced. Anyway, Aster now just gonna find some more ways to keep these pesky Mirana and Troll Warlord kind of controlled in the fights, as they will be going for the Bloodseeker. Their laning stage is already looking pretty good, like you guys were saying, so the Bloodseeker just gonna lap up all of that and kind of do pretty well in his lane, I would imagine. And yeah, that Invoker ban is still going to come out. It's still would have still been a very reasonable Invoker game for Aster, right?
And just take him out of his comfort zone, you know?
Yeah.
Like, don't give him something, you know? Like, even that matchup last time, right? He had a good, relatively speaking, matchup against the Bloodseeker. Like, rather, I should say that he did good in a bad matchup, it felt like.
What about Zeus here for Aster?
That's kind of cool.
Any Zeus fans on the panel? Lacoste is...
Sure, sounds good to me. I love some Zeus. Give me some Zeus.
They have like no tower hitters, though. That's the one thing that's spooky.
That is true. I'm just thinking about it like Zeus Bloodseeker. You got some Nimbus with the Legion Commander.
Yeah.
It can... A little bit of scouting against the Train Protector. Make the Troll Warlord sad and force him to buy a BKB when he... It's not even that great. Like, he needs to buy BKB, right? But he also doesn't want to this game. Really.
Here's what it is. You see, this is what happened. Last game,
Gabe.
They got all the pauses, you know, pause right when they're initiating, trying to get the mental edge under them. They're going to go for Tinker and just break Ninjas in Pajamas spirit. That's what's going to happen here.
They could get something like a Storm Spirit, maybe even Ember. They don't have much lockdown besides a couple of roots from Crystal Maiden and Train Protector.
That Huskar ban makes me think Ember, yeah.
So, I mean, NiP still do have that last pick to counterpick whatever's going to be on the mid lane. But
I think Bloodseeker does fine against Troll. You're forcing him. He's going to be the target, either him or Mirana. Really effective. She can't leap. She's going to get the damage or just keep Troll in place and try to kite with the items on Phoenix, even Bane. So
what about the little green man? Get some Pugna?
Get some Pugna on NiP.
On Aster. Is that too crazy?
It's a little bit anti-synergy with some of their heroes.
I guess that's true.
So burst damage.
This is what you were talking about earlier.
So look at the lineup. 4 red heroes on Dire side. This is looking good.
Purple is a kind of red.
I mean,
yeah, purple is new red.
Okay, all right.
If you're colorblind, I don't know.
I'm willing to give it to you.
Are they just going to come up and enfeeble Troll Warlord the whole game? Is
It
that
could
the
be.
play?
He has a lot of attack speed, but not a whole lot of attack damage early on. So you enfeeble him, and he is real sad. So that could be something to look out for here.
Beating him with a little fish.
Yeah. He's got pool noodles in each hand, and he's flailing, but not really doing.
So we're back to Storm Spirit. If they don't want to put Mirana on mid, I think picking TA here would be a little bit too greedy. They still have a minute to think of a hero that they want to play.
I mean, DK could be kind of okay too. Go into like a Shadow Blade.
So where's the playmaking on NiP here? Is it mostly the Mirana? Because Troll's not going to be running around ganking, right? So
No, they just want to sustain with the 3 in Protector, and he can make some of the space, so it needs to be a mid hero.
Yeah.
It makes me like the Ember more again, but that lane could be pretty rough against Lina. Because I always feel like that, like, you know, jump in, find initiation.
Doesn't Ember also get obliterated by Bloodseeker?
Yeah, and
lanes?
Legion too.
That's a completely unplayable matchup from what I understand. So. NiP a little bit low on reserve time here, but plenty of time to consider. I'm sure they've already got like a #1 candidate. Maybe also thinking about, can they run the like Troll mid or something and put something else in the safe lane? Could happen. I don't know if it would be great for Troll, but
yes. So it could be Mirana mid, and it should
33.
be 4 Dazzle. Yeah.
okay.
So 33 3 in
3
Protector.
tree, 4 dazzle.
3 3 3.
3 3 3 is a 3 tree. Yeah, exactly.
PPD has picked a tree and he's not playing it. What world are we living in?
PPD picked 33, the 3 tree.
Ooh.
It's getting weird, but
I like it.
yeah.
All
right, boys, who you got?
I am actually going to switch over and go to Aster this time. I think that Lina pick that Lacoste was talking about earlier answers a lot of the problems that they needed. Also, it's tower hitter.
Okay.
They got it all.
All right. So Aster wins. Who's your MVP for Aster, do you think? Give me the predictive MVP. Who do you believe in?
Let's go for XXS. I think that Legion.
Lacoste?
XXS is
Okay.
kind of known for playing Legion Commander, but I like NiP's lineup. I love Dazzle. I love Treant Protector. Dazzle, one of the better heroes against the Legion Commander in general. I think they can sustain through all the burst damage that Team Aster have. They don't actually have that much burst damage. They have Lina, and that's it. Legion Commander needs to keep them in place, so I'm going with NiP this game.
Okay. Awesome. Well, don't forget to think about your MVP at home, guys, as well. Get those votes in because it's very important. All right, guys, welcome back. NiP versus Aster, game number 2. As we load into our game number 2 game, we are going to have Aster up 1-0. It's only a 2-game series, so we're not going to, there's no going the distance or anything like that. You've heard it from our panelists. Lyrical is gone. It's just me and Lacoste now. And we are just going to get straight on into it. So lanes kind of as you expected here, Lacoste. We got the XXS Legion Commander in the off lane. I got the Phoenix down there. It's going to be the Lina mid. That is going to be matched up against the Mirana, it looks like.
Oh man, this Bloodseeker is going to suffer. He has 3 tangos on the top lane against 91 damage, Treant Protector, Blightstone on Dazzle.
Yeah.
So whenever he gets close and he has Blood Rage on himself, they're going to use Leech Seed and Heal Bomb. Yeah,
this is not looking like it's going to be fun for him. Do you think Aster, do they rotate one of the other, like does the Phoenix consider rotating up here if they're really struggling, or are they happy to kind of sacrifice Sylar a little bit? Sylar's already doing what you were saying, just coming in here with the Quelling Blade and trying to make life a bit more difficult for the tree. Though I don't know if 33 is actually going to be skilling guys right away.
I don't think he should. You just go Leech Seed and Living Armor, and you get it after.
Yeah.
So Saxa, he can actually first blood him here. I'm not kidding. Dazzle is such an underrated position 4 hero.
Yeah, he just keeps refreshing the Poison Touch. Yeah, now forcing out the Nightmare skill. That is really rough for.
And you don't want to have Bane with Nightmare level 1. Yeah, he can't trade hits. That's one of the strongest things about Bane. Get the Brain Sap, get some right clicks going on an enemy. If he trades, you use a Brain Sap. Winner, winner.
Yeah, this is... and I think they picked the Bane because they wanted a stronger laning support to kind of help out against the Treant Protector. But if he's got this Nightmare skilled level 1, not really working out the way that they were hoping. The pull cap isn't blocked, so Fenrir will be able to run a couple of pulls, and maybe they can get Sylar some farm under the tower. But that's also where NiP could be looking to dive, potentially. They can keep the creep wave alive with the Leech Seed and the heal from the Dazzle, Shadow Wave. So they're actually going to be able to put a ton of pressure on. How do you think bottom lane's going to play out? Is Troll Warlord still going to be able to farm down here against the Legion Commander and the Phoenix?
I mean, he can secure the range creep with the Whirling Axes, and they have Crystal Nova as well. They're going to have Crystal Maiden Aura to spam out their spells and just keep harassing, so I think that's more than fine. They only have 1 slow on the bottom lane. Icarus dive, I don't think that's enough to score a kill. Also look at the positioning from PPD. He's just staying away from 2-man overwhelming odds.
Yep. Hanging back, doing his best to get 2-man Crystal Novas if the opportunity ever presents itself. And up top, some auto attacks out onto the Saxa Dazzle. Fenrir actually planking him down pretty hard. Neither one of the core is really getting involved here, so Fenrir just forcing him back. 33 is actually under the tower. Has a couple of denies to his name. Sylar still struggling to find his initial CS, though. If these other lanes start going well, that's where the Bloodseeker could actually just go big. D-Stone's actually in pretty big trouble over at mid lane, does manage to just barely stay alive. Fada also pretty low. Neither one of them having a salve at the moment, it looks like, and Bloodseeker going to be pretty happy about this situation. Picks up some more damage to Saksa. These auto attacks are just driving back Sylar. Every single time he presses Blood Rage on himself, he gets slapped.
That's how they should play this lane. Mirana needs to bring out some regen so they can keep playing aggressive on top lane. Also, Bloodseeker bought boots, which means that he's going to have a lot of move speed on top. He just wants to be able to run away from the harassment. Phoenix with the double damage.
Yeah, just kind of... he's lurking. And Fada, what is he going to do? Just arrowing a creep. Sylar getting punched a little bit. This is where the dive is kind of coming in. There's going to be first blood as Fenrir gets brought down. Saksa taking him out. Sylar trying to get some heals under this tower, but he's also just getting right-click down. 33 is looking for him. Fenrir comes TPing in. Sylar trying to juke for dear life. Quelling Blade coming back off cooldown, but Saksa finds a double kill.
In a lot
and
of
now
trouble.
Fenrir also in trouble. 33 a little bit short on mana there. Could have popped the mango to get the leech seed.
Pop the glyph on a creep and pop a mango and just go for him. Like this lane is extremely strong. 2 points in poison touch. He's gonna max that out. He doesn't need the shallow grave points early on. Look at Saksa. He's using poison touch on a creep wave, but it spreads, so he's gonna get the poison touch on Bloodseeker as well.
They are shoving so hard, but Aster can't afford to have it be pushed under the tower, because as we saw, as soon as it gets under the tower, that's when NiP can actually still just easily keep up the pressure and keep on diving. Sylar struggling to find CS, still only 11 to his name. Fenrir came running out here, and he looks like he might just be dead. Saksa gonna slap him down. Fenrir gets one more brain sap off it, that's about it, and Sylar doing what he can, but so long as he's got that Blood Rage on him, he can't really contest at all. He still finds himself a regen rune. That's gonna nice little pickup for him, and he's actually doing very well at mid. 25 and 6 against the 14 and 1 Mirana. Fada struggling a little bit. About a half a level advantage for D-Stones right now.
Yeah, and with this kind of a build, Treant Protector can just heal up his teammates on any side of the map. He doesn't have Nature's Guides. I hate Treant Protectors who skip Living Armor at least 1 point. They just max other spells. I even see them going for 4-4-0, which is not a correct build.
What do you think the build is going to be item-wise for 33 this game? Are we gonna? He's got phase boots. He's getting those delivered soon. Do we see the Meteor Hammer? Is it just going to be a Blink or a Force Staff? But Boca has rotated up top here. They are looking towards 33, going to Blood Rage him up, and there's no Dazzle in the neighborhood to help him out. Sylar will finish that kill. Some much-needed gold for your Aster carry player.
I mean, having Meteor Hammer on Treant Protector is always good, especially because they don't have that many spells to interrupt it, even if they see him.
So, we could. Well, I guess we'll just have to keep an eye on 33. See what he queues up. Fada, kind of still struggling. Well, struggling even more on the mid lane. About to reach his level 6. You got to sleep up at top. They're just going for the Treant Protector once again. Aster with these rotations over from Boca. He went and grabbed some crucial levels down at bottom. And now he is looking to come and turn around this top lane in a big way. Not going to leave their carry player completely out on an island. And
yeah, I'm not sure what Dazzle was doing. Like, he picked up the rune before, but decided to come from the side, which means Treant Protector is going to need to come back to the lane, has phase boots though.
XXS is dead down bottom. Fada making a quick little rotation down there. XXS probably not going to die to just the Troll and the Crystal Maiden, but Mirana sneaking across, and no dire vision on that kind of angle, so Fada quickly finds it. And now PPD going to be TPing over to mid lane. They're going to pop the Moonlight Shadow. They're really hoping for this distance kill.
I mean, they could see that. They were showing on the top lane. That's not how you want, and on the bottom lane as well.
Yeah, okay, that was not destined to work, as it turns out. 33 in Saksa. They see Fenrir here. Get the slows out onto him. That's trouble. Sylar can't really do all that much to help. They do get the Nightmare turnaround, along with the Blood Rite, and now Boca once again swooping in. Saksa does have the Grave this time around to try and help out. Gonna go for the Grave TP. Do they have any way to interrupt this? Saksa also trying for the TP out.
Nice play.
And he's gonna be just fine. Nightmare on cooldown used earlier, and that's the only interrupt that they had. in that situation. And 33 even TPing back to the shrine. Didn't even TP all the way back home.
Good thing for Dazzle, he was not greedy. He
didn't also try and TP to shrine
because he would die.
Yeah. Fenrir, okay, once again, gonna get to sleep up onto the trees. Some damage coming through. There's the right clicks. Dazzle's not there just yet. Sax is just about to arrive. He gets the heal out, also the slow. Couple more heal ticks for 33. Fada makes the rotation. He's looking towards Sylar, leaps forward, needs the double star storm, doesn't get the second hit. The creep wave intercepts, and it is just gonna end up being the Treant Protector dead. And Fada moving around a lot. I mean, this is kind of his... He hasn't played mid for a little while, but back when he did play mid extensively, sort of back in the mech, DK, and troll era, he was sort of that more active, more aggressive mid laner, and we're seeing a little bit of that here. I think it's also because his lane isn't going so great, right? So he's just hoping to find something elsewhere instead of sitting here and continuing to struggle against the Lina.
Lina has 20 more CS and 7 denies.
Yeah.
They wanted to make something happen, but everyone is showing on the lane. So, all right, bottom lane, troll. Does he want to dive? Never mind, he just purges the slow.
Yeah, XXS going to be just fine. He's working towards a first item, Blink Dagger, D-Stones. We see a couple of different builds on Lina, actually. A lot of people going Yules. Some people go for the Shadow Blade early on. The Bloodstone first build seems to be completely dead.
No. It's big no. The Bloodstone just wasted 5,000 gold for nothing.
It doesn't really do anything. Well, not that's since the respawn
back in
talent.
the days, yes.
Yeah.
When we had respawn.
Is that back in the days now?
Yes.
Oh man.
They're gonna find.
I feel old in Dota years. D-Stone's in some trouble. The second Moonlight Shadow is going to try and find him. Leaps out of the way of the stun. Nicely done. PPD with some body blocks. They're going to spoon feed this kill over to Fada, and he is going to be more than happy to take it.
That's such a bad execution. Fada uses Sacred Arrow, and then he doesn't have mana to use Starstorm. That's level 1 arrow
versus level 4 Starstorm.
50 damage instead of 2 Starstorms.
Yes, 600 damage?
It just doesn't add up. No. I mean, I've been to America for 2 weeks, but my math is still working correctly.
Yeah. Well, I guess the question is NiP... We got some NA players on this team. Maybe the NA math is rubbing off on Fada here a little bit, but... Okay, we got some minor item pickups across the board. Baboka's already got his urn picked up. Still kind of waiting to see what those big item decisions are going to be on both sides. Interested to see what the Lina's going for. What are you thinking for Troll Warlord? Actually, okay, this is going to be the Yules for the Lina, but Troll looking like just going for a Mask of Madness here.
Sounds about right. Maybe he can just keep the casual mask. Morbid Mask is a really good item. Yeah. It still gives 10 damage, so not just lifesteal. I don't think he's gonna need to get an early BKB. Definitely gonna need a Lincoln Sphere at one point. Really good against Grip, Duel, and Rupture as well.
Yeah. Do you think maybe like SNY after the Mask of Madness? We sometimes see Troll Warlord players play super greedy, and once they get the MOM Yasha, they go and try and sneak Roche. And then like delay the BKB one item because they have the Aegis.
You have the Aegis. I don't need a BKB. Then you die.
And then you die, and then you just die again because you respawn into a BKB. Yeah, you respawn into a stun. That's the classic. But we'll see what ends up happening here. So Sylar still... I mean, Sylar could make a rotation at this point, right? We've actually got a couple of important ultimates online across the board. We've seen the Moonlight Shadow already being used to great effect to find some kills. Aster, I think, would very much like to use the Laguna Blade, to use the Rupture, to use the Duel, to be able to find some kills of their own, start getting some farm, maybe on this Legion Commander a little bit, or at least get some dual damage. Though the Dazzle could prove to be a little bit problematic on that front, right? We've got the heals, they got the Grave, they've got the Living Armor as well. So this could actually end up being a game where the Legion Commander wins very few duels. Yeah.
He's gonna win some, but
just got to go for that Ags eventually, right? Just out duration the Grave.
How to BKB them.
I don't know if you've heard this, but apparently if you buy Ags on Legion Commander and then you backpack it during the duel, that your team can start hitting them after that. It like removes the Yeah. Anyway, you know, Baboka's dead. We've got action happening. 33 has been... I talked about wanting to use those ultimates, and Sylar and D-Stone's going to team up and very quickly put 33 in the grave.
That's nicely
there.
done. I mean, if you're playing against Winter Wyvern, you need to drop your items in your backpack so you don't deal damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different from what I'm talking about, but sure.
I mean,
It's
people
related.
like dropping the items.
People like putting items in their backpacks.
Nah, people just like dropping the items. Doesn't matter where. Mostly on the ground. Arrows.
Little snipe arrow. Fada jumping forward. No hope for Sylar there. Still get brought down. Sylar, I mean, Fada's just everywhere on the map so far this game. And really making things work nicely. And all the while, Troll just farming away. And Ace getting healed up a little bit. Is that a Vlad's that I spy on our Troll Willard here? I thought that item was dead, Lacoste. What's going on
The
here?
item was really fine when Venge was popular, so you just build Vlad's and have that aura. It opens up the Roche. Well, they have some serious right-click damage. Bloodseeker. I mean, it's kind of a substitute to Mask of Madness because you don't want to have Mask of Madness to lower your own armor.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
it's
I
fine.
think they're going to use it pretty well this game. It looks like 33 is also going for just a medallion, maybe. So they're going to open up a pretty early Roshan here between the Vlads and the medallion, which is going to be pretty sweet. D-Stone's with another Laguna blade that he's itching to use, and Fenrir the same story with this Fiend's Grip. Fiend's Grip, Laguna, throw out the nukes. D-Stone's wants to secure the last hit. And Fenrir even getting a ward in there. The living armor was off cooldown, but 33 had more pressing issues up at top. They were looking for this kill on Sylar, not going to be able to find it. As Aster looking like they're going to put some good pressure down on this bottom tier 1 tower, though. NiP, they want to come in and fight. They pop the Moonlight Shadow, come charging forward. They almost get the Overgrowth off, but Fenrir manages to get out the Nightmare, and that's going to get, it looks like, both of these Team Aster players out of there. I wonder if he should have just opened with the
Overgrowth, yeah. Feels like a little bit of mistake. I guess Legion Commander would purge Overgrowth from himself, but
then the Bane
that's a Bane kill.
probably dead.
Yeah. Like you're not gonna use this Overgrowth anyway for like any super combos because they don't have none, and it's still early on.
And that was a lot of TP rotations down to this bottom side of the map. That's going to open up a lot of room for Sylar at top. There's nobody there. He's going to get some nice uninterrupted farm. Well, what kind of build do you think the Bloodseeker needs this game? I mean, BKB is not that attractive early on.
I guess it's a Chinese kind of a build where he goes for a Radiance burn through the
Rupture coming
armor.
through. Ace in some trouble. They're going to drop nukes onto PPD as well. NiP not splitting that well here. Ace also going to get dueled up here. That's going to be a victory for XXS. And now Saksa next on the chopping block. Sylar's managed to chase him down. D-Stone's a little bit away. Won't be able to close the gap. And instead, Aster just going to set their sights on this tier 1 tower. TP's now coming in from NiP. They've got 33 TPing in onto the front lines. He's got the Overgrowth looking for the lockdown, but they won't connect with the arrow. The creep wave tanks that one. XXS going to be okay. They just drop the Nightmare into the Bloodright, and Aster will retreat as a team just fine. They get 2 kills.
They don't have a way to start a fight. That's the problem. They have Overgrowth. Maybe they can surprise them with the Mirana ulti, but other than that...
Yeah. So the top lane was cute, but it feels like Aster they've like undone all of the work that they did by winning those first 5 or 6 minutes.
And good rotation from Phoenix. He rotated 2 times. They crippled the Treant, and now they're back into the game. Also, first duel 1 for Legion Commander. This is going to be...
duel number 2. Is it going to be enough damage? It's going to be close. They drop the Fiend's Grip just to make sure that they get the kill, but will not secure that little bit of extra duel damage.
It's one of the worst feelings in Dota.
Not getting the duel victory?
The duel damage.
Yeah. Well, Saksa charging forward there, looking for Baboka, but they can't really punish him. Like you're saying, the setup is the problem right now. And I don't know where the fix is going to come from, really. Like, you could maybe buy, they could try and get an Atos somewhere or Yule Scepter, but even that's not really going to be that much of a solution. Fada's just going standard items. He's going to be going for a Maelstrom here.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah, I don't know. NiP looking perhaps a little bit lost for the next little bit, and Aster just kind of happily farming up in the meantime, sitting on a comfortable 3K net worth lead. Another Moonlight Shadow gank attempted, but looks like this might just be warding more than anything for NiP. Soxa doesn't have anything. He's just going for a drum. TPD also chilling out around here. All right, Bounty Rune's coming up. Fenrir gets the Nightmare out. He's actually playing very brave here on the front lines, taking some damage. They're still controlling up Soxa. The Sunray coming through from Baboka. They got the stun on the other side, controlling PPD. He's gone. And D-Stones is going to charge forward, looking for a little bit more. They are being cautious about chasing up onto that high ground. And for good reason, there are a bunch of NiP heroes in the neighborhood.
And their lineup is going to fall off as well on NiP side. I thought they're going to snowball more from the laning stage, but those rotations from Phoenix really hurt them a lot.
Yeah, Baboka playing really nicely. Okay, 33's TPing down here again. They've got another overgrowth. They're looking for Sox on the back lines. Baboka's in here. He's got the Supernova ready to go. Just needs to find good positioning for it. He does get the slow out onto Fada, but the leap attack speed is still going to be enough for him to jump forward and finish that one off. 33 also helping out a little bit. It was a little bit of a brave play, perhaps. 33, though, also just running in. I don't know what he's necessarily doing. Gets the overgrowth out to save his own life, but now Sylar's got some move speed. XXS is charging forward, looking for more. Are they going to give this... wait, is XXS? No, he's already used Duel. Okay, never mind. That's still on cooldown. And Aster hunting for more, not going to find it. NiP trying to take the tier 1 tower over at mid lane in the meantime, but a little bit slow to get into position, so they haven't even secured that just yet. D-Stone's going to be okay as Yule Scepter coming back off cooldown, so it just ends up being a couple of free kills handed over.
And the tower. This is a huge deal when you're playing against the 3-in Protector, because usually you need to fully commit to get a tower, and they got it easily this time.
Yeah, that's going to restrict some farming space for NiP a little bit. Aster going to start making some inroads into the Radiant jungle. And look at Sylar, he's just farming Radiance. It's like, screw it. I'm just going to... Doesn't want the immediate BKB this game. This is going to be a fantastic farming item for him. Very annoying for the Troll Warlord and the Mirana.
Yeah, I'm expecting Radiance into Manta style to get rid of the Shadow Poison, Blinding Axes, Overgrowth. Maybe even get after the Heaven's Halberd seems really good in this game against Mirana and Troll. Yep. Like, Troll doesn't have a game. Also, Troll should use his Quelling Blade instead of having it in a backpack. Okay, so he just brought Yasha. Just making some space. Dropping the items.
Fada's hiding in these trees, but XXS is looking for him. I think he just catches a glimpse. Fada gonna go for the leap TP out over to the other side. XXS finds him, lifts the hands, but couldn't quite get the duel. That if the cast point was just a little bit shorter. They're hunting for Sylar. This is a very big rotation. It's just the 3 sort of supporting cast members of NiP, but they will be able to find that kill. PPD actually securing it, so a nice chunk of change for him. Though Sylar had already picked up the Sacred Relic. So.
I love how you call 3-in Protector support.
He's kind of the supporting cast this game, right? Oh, nice arrow dodge from Fenrir. Overgrowth coming through. They are going to be able to finish off Fenrir, perhaps. He's not dead just yet. He's still got the Fiend script. They're looking towards D-Stones. He heals himself up. He's going to hide inside of the Shando Amulet, but I think they should have the AoE damage to kill him off. Everybody's stacking up. D-Stones runs a little bit further. Okay, one more attack.
Space created with that move.
Yeah, he bought a few seconds, but Baboka's farming in the meantime. XXS going to be going for a Blade Mail, and NiP is a time to set their sights on Roche. Yes. All right. Heading in there. Shouldn't be too difficult. It's not fast, but they've at least got tons of sustain, so they're not going to take any damage doing this. Looks like they are going to secure it. Who do you think they put the Aegis on here? Is it Fada Aegis, Ace Aegis? Baboka's trying to do something here.
I would say Mirana, but she's out of the...
Oh, they get the root. PPD able to chase forward.
Troll's going to pick it up.
Yep. All right. Baboka down. Ace picking up the Aegis. And Aster just going to let them have that one. Well, I mean, Baboka tried to contest, but it was a fruitless effort. And with Phoenix dead for a little bit, looks like it's also going to be this tier 1 tower pretty much for free. Dazzle, 75 damage talent for Soxa. He's also got phase boots and a drum, so he's actually walloping
200
pretty
damage.
hard.
That's how much how much damage he deals per hit.
Yeah.
If you didn't know. Every hit, 200 damage.
How much damage per hit, Lucas?
200. Over 200, yes. That's 200.
That's pretty solid.
Okay. When he's near
the
aura,
Vlads.
yes.
Yeah. And then he's got the attack speed on top of that from the battle trance. Yeah, it's gonna be sick. Sylar, all right, grabs this bounty. Could be in some trouble though. Ace is speeding over. They've also got Baboka coming through though. He's got the slow arrow connect. Saksa is being ruptured up, wants to try and finish this kill. He's gonna drop the grave. They're looking to focus down PPD. They are gonna get it. Saksa tries for the TP out, but that's just gonna end up being a duel victory for the Legion Commander. And they overextended a little bit trying to chase down the Bloodseeker after he grabbed that bounty rune. That was...
Sometimes it's better if you don't hit the arrow.
Right, like, they got baited by the arrow landing, that's for sure. Got a Yule's up on this Troll Ace. It might just be the Aegis popped here. The Laguna Blade is on cooldown, but they've got the Fiend's Grip. Follow-up stuns, also waiting. Nobody's even coming down here just yet from NiP.
You say you buy S and Y, then you die again?
Yeah, that's kind of how this works. Ace is going to be brought down. Yeah, you're like, I don't need BKB. I have Aegis. Wait. And that's kind of exactly what we saw there. And NiP just getting picked apart. They're going to lose this 2-2 tower down bottom as well. Like you said, this hurts so much when you've got the Terrain Protector not being able to defend your towers and maintain that map control and vision advantage. So Aster doing really well in terms of that. Though the tier 1 mid and the tier 1 top are still standing. So decent for NiP, but all Aster needs is those bottom towers gone, because now they can just completely take over the Radiant jungle and grab all of that farm.
Yeah, and Phoenix just bought a gem, so they want to get rid of their vision and keep playing aggressive. They can sense that NiP is not that strong right now. They still need time to buff this Troll.
Yeah, it always feels like Troll just needs so many items.
He always needs one more item.
He has so many
carry.
like problems to fix. He's got not a whole lot of strength gain or HP, so he kind of needs an item for that. He needs a BKB. He needs a blink or a Shadow Blade because he doesn't have a mobility spell.
Oh, you have talent for that if you don't wanna, if you don't have enough HP, but maybe you just go for agility.
Maybe you just take it, but it makes you farm faster, Lacoste.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, D-Stones runs up the hill, straight into a bunch of... He's actually the one with the gem right now. That is not good for Aster.
Oh, look at this. Free gem.
Immediately claimed. Totally free for NiP. They are going to end up losing 33 over on the other side. Aster bringing him down. They're kiting away from this fight. Not necessarily looking to take it. Ace is the one carrying the gem at the moment. A little bit of de-warding going on, but God, NiP, that was not a lucky spot, but a very good spot to be camping there. Just happening to run into the Lina at the wrong moment. But
suddenly Lina has gem.
Yes.
So, man, this is a huge game changer.
That hurts so much. I mean, even just like the gold swing alone is a pretty big deal, and then also, yeah, they were hoping to really control the map. Sylar, all right, this time around dodges the arrow. Like you said, he is going to be going for a Manta style, super useful against the Overgrowth especially, and he's not going to be going for the Halberd, but XXS is. So you are going to get your wish, at least on that front. Oh, D-Stones. TPing into his own jungle, and very quickly Shadow Blades and runs himself the hell out of there.
Yeah, he doesn't need to go for a BKB on Legion Commander, I think, this early on, because there's no magical damage. And he's gonna be the one initiating anyway, so no Yule Scepters at all, so they can't lift him up. The way you make your items is defined by what enemy team has, what kind of heroes, how the game is going, and do they have an item to counter you.
Yeah. So NiP, they've completely taken control over the top side of the map. They're going to take down that tier 2 pretty much for free. This mid tier 1 still stands. Both teams sort of farming for now. A little bit of a net worth lead in Aster's favor. And yeah, it seems like both teams content to just kind of wait out this next round of items. The BKB's coming up. Phoenix working on the Shivas. We got Sylar with the Manta style. And do you feel like both teams can't be right in wanting to wait? Somebody has got to be kind of making
I mean, if
the wrong
you feel
decision by sitting
comfortable,
back.
yes, but doesn't necessarily mean that one of them is wrong. If you just feel comfortable going into late game, it's gonna come down to who's gonna make a mistake, a better smoke.
These ganks onto the bounty ruins from NiP. We saw it in the previous game. Didn't work out 100%. Jump in. XXS wants to burst down the Dazzle. Looks like they are going to be able to. They get the Nightmare up onto PPD, keeping him control. That's going to be the dual victory. Now they've got the Fiend's Grip up onto the high ground. 33. Nothing that he can really do. He finally gets the Overgrowth out. Ace running away. 33. Not going to be quite so lucky. Actually surviving on just a sliver. Gets the heal up. And now they turn things around. They bring down D-Stones. Fada jumping in with his BKB. Baboka about to get right-click down. Double kill for Fada. Fenrir. Can we get a root? Yes, we can. Interrupt that TP at the last possible moment. And Aster looking like they were going to get a couple of kills there, straight into a Soxa buyback, and a very quick turnaround from NiP.
And Roche may respawn in a minute and a half, so...
Okay.
Still a long way until the Roche.
A lot of golds for PPD in that fight.
Yeah, so once Terrain Protector gets his Blink Dagger up, that's going to be a different kind of a story. Do they have anything to remove it? Lina, no BKB yet. That's pretty much it. Bloodseeker needs 1,000 gold for his Manta style. Legion Commander can only purge it off.
And NiP actually looking towards the high ground. They do push pretty darn fast. They're going to jump in with XXS, looking to burst down Soxa. They've got the heals coming through. Baboka sunraying his way forward. Ace just kind of stuck here. He's going to get right-click down. That may have been a little bit overzealous. One more auto attack from Sylar as they finish off PPD.
This is a rookie mistake from NiP. Like just trying to siege a tower like that to Dazzle in a bad spot. Legion Commander. Like, once you play Legion Commander against the Dazzle, Dazzle just has a bullseye on his head. Like, this is the hero that you're going to go for. So his positioning needs to be in fog or just stay as far as possible.
Yeah, those were 3 totally free kills handed over to Aster. And looking like this tier 1 tower, which would have been very nice to have for Roshan control.
And that's 3 big items coming on them. You have a Manta style, you have a BKB on Lina, and you're gonna have Legion Commander with Heaven's Halberd.
Yeah, it's...
So the power timing, spike timing, whatever you want to call it, they're gonna have what they need on Aster. Just need to protect the Roche now. All ultis are online.
Yeah, I think the gem for NiP is still just back on the courier, right? Is that the situation here? No. Where has the gem ended up? Okay, it's in the hands of the Crystal Maiden at the moment. So probably just pulled that out of from the courier to try and maintain some more map control. This next Roshan going to be very important for deciding the outcome of this game. So every little bit of dewarding that they can do going to be extremely important. Roshan hasn't respawned just yet, but he is coming soon. 15 seconds to go. And both teams setting it up, trying to play the lane control game for this. It is a little bit in Aster's favor. Top lane's pushing in. Bottom lane looks like it's also shoving. So if they wait around too long, I think the pressure is going to end up falling to NiP to maybe back up a little bit. But they do also have ways to get some illusions here to scout the pit. Both teams have illusions to scout the pit. Everyone's desperately trying to push out this mid lane. Troll going to go and threaten top a little bit, just pushing that out. But it all comes down to all this posturing. Neither team wants to give up control here too easily. All right, Smoke going to get popped while they're still showing Fada in the lane. They're just going to jump straight onto Fada. They take the bait. They're going to get the silence behind him, preventing from 33 from really coming in. He was just channeling up his Meteor Hammer all this while. Fada's just laying in with the auto attack. He does actually have a buyback available. He's going to use it now. Ace has already popped his BKB. D-Stone's also using his. They managed to catch the stun from Baboka, but they're actually looking over onto the other side towards PPD. They're going to bring down the Crystal Maiden over in the main fight. NiP just resetting, coming back together.
And that's a buyback from Fada as well.
Yeah.
What a timing, though. They initiated on a target, and they know the grip. I mean, they know that the Shallow Grave is ready, but still, they decide to go on him and just play around it so well. Like positioning from Bane, hiding in fog, waiting for Grave to last less than a second, then decides to grip him just to secure the last hit.
Yeah, it was very nicely done by Aster. Okay. NiP still keen to make something happen. 4v5. They pop the Moonlight Shadow. Fada's going to be the first one into the front lines. D-Stones doesn't have his BKB off cooldown for another 10 seconds. Difficult to lock him down, though. Do they have the detection? They've got the dust. Looking for this. 3 seconds to go on the BKB. The rest of Aster coming in, but it's not going to be enough. Fada lining up the arrow, knocking him down. XXS does have pretty much everything available. But, all right, Aster just going to back up, reset. 60 seconds on the Lina, no buyback available. So this could be NiP's Roshan opportunity. There are going to probably be some Radiant Illusions sent in there, a little bit of Blood Right spam, but they do take it pretty darn quickly. And Ace is just looking to commit.
Pick it.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be Ace in the pit. PPD getting involved a little bit, but everybody else just hanging around on the outside. Aster going to come over and scout it again. Blood right down. Roshan dropping pretty low, but still fairly healthy. There's a bash controlling Ace. Siler's got the rupture ready. Not using it just yet. Baboka charging through everybody. Ace is just being controlled. He's stuck in position. The Supernova's being channeled up inside of the pit. They can't hit it at all. They've controlled Fada on the other side of things with the duel, but he's going to be able to survive. PPD trying to channel up the freezing field. Fada jumping away, but won't be able to commit any damage into this fight. Ace graved up, looking towards Baboka, but won't be able to finish him off. Sylar finds a double kill on the other side of the fight. They will lose the Phoenix after all is said and done, but it's looking like Aster successfully contest the Roshan and will now be able to go in and claim their spoils.
They hold down Troll for the full 9-second duration of a BKB with the rupture, then Phoenix. Shiva's guard to scout it out, uses ulti in a pit, trying to force him either to come kill the egg or just die from
did
rupture.
So much work in that fight, right? He dove through, he hit 3 with the Shivas, everybody with the spirits, everyone with the dive. Supernova in a great position, and yeah, I think he was even like tied with the Bloodseeker in terms of the damage dealt that fight. Going to show exactly why we're seeing people prioritize Phoenix so heavily, right? The hero just does so much in the right situation. And yeah, even without the Lina, they won that pretty handedly. The other thing was that NiP kind of got split, right? Like 3 heroes ended up heading up the river, and then there was sort of Fada and one other person over on the other side of the fight, PPD trying to channel his ultimate to save him after the duel. And once they got split like that, there was just nothing that they could really do.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for a gem, because Phoenix just bought one, and I don't see a gem on the side of NiP. Gem just disappeared.
Yeah, you know, it's one of these. Oh, there it is. All right, it's down by that arcane rune over at bottom. How long has it been there?
Shout out to Scriff.
When was the last time that there was a fight?
I think Dazzle lost it when Lina killed him, but no one picked it up.
Nope. All right, well, it's just going to chill out there until these teams head over there, which may not even happen. Poor Gem might just be abandoned for the rest of this game. Aster sauntering down the mid lane. They casually take out that tier 2 tower. No problem whatsoever, sitting at an 8K net worth lead at this stage. Lina now going to be going for a Bloodstone. Is that Bloodstone?
I hope not. I hope not.
Not Lacoste approved. XXS jumps in, looking towards Ace. Sunray also coming through. I don't think they're going to get the dual victory here, but they are definitely going to get this kill. 33 comes running in, thinks about doing something, just going to pop the overgrowth to try and escape, but that's not going to do anything. Aster also kill him off. XXS, I mean, not super happy. He's only got the 92 dual damage to his name, but his team is winning, so I don't think he's too concerned.
I think 92 damage is pretty
good,
all right
good enough
for 33 minutes. Yeah, it's not a pub game.
It's like what's that? Like a C+, B-?
It's what? A-.
A-? Okay. All right.
It's actually great.
Yeah.
So he's sitting on almost 300 damage with the Blood Rage on him. So, oof.
Right. That's what you got to look out for here. Is that Blood Rage synergy. Sylar's been farming up a storm this game. The decision to go first item Radiance has very much paid off for him. 18.4k net worth. Find some nice illusions for himself as well.
Thank God Lina didn't go for Bloodstone.
Okay.
I mean, that item is just pure garbage, especially if
Do
you
they
buy
need
it
another Shivas, though?
Lina needs armor, because she's really low armor, hero 7 on level 22. That's pretty low. she could swap things around and get AC, but it doesn't scale well since she already has attack speed.
Yep.
But
and I think they already have an
AC
AC on the Legion, I think, as well. Or Legion is building towards AC.
It's not that far.
No, he's got BKB instead. He had it queued up, I think. But anywho, NiP, this is their move. Just kind of trying to gank these bounty runes, but this time around, not going to work out. Sylar just working towards the Scotty. Do you like this Bloodseeker Scotty more than you liked the Fada Bloodseeker Scotty?
Yes, because that Bloodseeker didn't have Radiance and Manta style.
Yes.
So it's a yes. That was the first... Was it first item BKB? Nah, it was...
This game.
Who built it?
Oh, XXS jumped in. He wanted the duel. Maybe for the best that he didn't actually get that duel. There were a lot of NiP heroes waiting for him.
Sometimes it's better not to hit arrow.
Yep. Okay, we got a Lincoln's now up for Fada, so that's going to help him a little bit against. Well, it's going to help him against one of these single target abilities. I think the only problem that he's going to run into is that it's actually pretty easy for Bane to pop that without having to really commit too much. So we'll have to see how he goes. Maybe Fada's going to hang a little bit further back and try and clutch use it to save Ace or something like that. We'll have to see. 33 is going for a BKB of his own. Fenrir is up here, just scouting out, planting wards. 33 going to reveal himself on the creep wave here in a second. The Meteor Hammer drops down. They're going to be looking for him over in the trees, and they land the stun straight up. Sentry right on top of him. 33 puts up the living armor, drops down the overgrowth. That's going to prompt Fenrir to use the Fiend's Grip just to finish off the kill. And D-Stone's also popping the BKB there, but that was the 9-second charge, so fairly big commitment. Does complete that secondary Shivas for the team. But Aster's still super in control of this game. 15k net worth lead. No signs of slowing down whatsoever.
Oh, there's a random gem on the ground. They're picking it out.
they figured it out. Oh, it's not that gem anymore. It's moved. Where's this gem that you're talking about, Lacoste?
It was
XXS, he's got everything popped. He's blood raged, he's BKB'd, he's blade mailed, and well, Sox is dead. Is the result of all of that. He's going to be buying back into the game. They do pop the glyph at the same time. Going to try and keep Sylar here, but they've got a glimmer. They've got to press the attack, so it's going to be just fine.
This is the mental damage from Treant. We can't go. He's going to heal it up.
Yeah,
tier 3 tower.
Low,
down
but,
to 400, but he's going to heal it up. Not immediately, though.
Not just yet. But I don't think Aster are too unhappy about farming some more, to be honest. They have NiP pretty much completely contained. 33, you want to press that living armor button? Hello?
I mean, it's not like you're killing creeps, doing anything.
He's just standing still. Please, 33. Please.
This triggers me more than not using Midas when it's ready.
Building.
Nah, it's fine.
Can we get? We need Grant in here. I'm sure he would have some words to say about. He's all about the Midas efficiency. I'm sure he's all about the pressed living armor on your buildings.
Oh, he's gonna use it now.
Okay, all right. As it gets killed. All right.
All right.
That's okay. It's now that the tier 3 is dead. They can.
I mean, if you want to play professionally, this is not.
No. Hear me out, Lacoste. Right. Now that the tier 3 is dead, they can overcommit onto the high ground.
Yeah.
And that's how they lose the fight.
That's some next level mental damage from Treant.
Yeah.
Hyper positivity.
Or now you can go and take a fight at your shrine, because they're going to go and take your shrine because the tier 3 is dead. PPD getting ruptured, PPD getting dueled, PPD going to get graved as well. Not going to end up as duel damage just yet. Ace is laying in with the bashes. XXS going to be forced to pop the cheese. He's going to be okay. Fada does jump into the backlines. He finds Fenrir. It's 2 supports dead so far on NiP, and now with the Supernova, NiP will not be able to continue this fight. XXS is chasing Ace into the base. Fada's also just slinking away into the backlines, as we will now have a buyback from Treant. Another ineffective living armor, trying to keep that tier 3 alive, as Aster just walk right on in, flex those muscles, and take out this first lane of Axe.
And that's game.
Yep, certainly seems
they
that way.
Can't come back from this. This troll doesn't feel like he's doing anything. He focused on Legion Commander fully, popped the Blade Mail. Legion just used the cheese.
Yeah, Legion Commander was totally fine. We keep seeing these games where it feels like Troll is a good idea in theory and then just works out terribly in practice. Like, the hero's just not that strong. Another duel coming in, some more damage going to be racked up. Fada jumping around, doing whatever he can with the leap, PPD, popping BKB, trying to channel out that freezing field, but it's not going to do nearly enough. 33 is low inside of the fountain. They want that kill as well.
GG. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the tip for PPD. So NiP got slayed. Both of the series.
Yeah, they got 2-0'd here.
Decision making when they tried to siege the tier 3 tower, got almost wiped, and then going for a Roche pit.
Or when they chased after the Bloodseeker after the arrow, right? And
yeah.
They like lost 3 there. There seems to be plenty of moments where NiP are going for things, but then the rest of the team is not making the same play at the same time. Like you've got a couple of heroes running off doing one thing, and then there's someone else who's just not kind of there, and not everybody is looking at the minimap maybe and realizing like, wait, my teammates are all the way over here. Yeah, not using the living armor. Who knows? Maybe maybe NiP a little bit jet lagged. Maybe the shock calling's not happening, but something's not looking right. And Aster is certainly looking really good in this series.
Not much more to say. I mean, Ninjas did way too many mistakes, especially in game number 1. They needed to keep the pressure going because they won their lanes. They just needed to try to finish the game, but again, missed timing.
Yep. All right. Well, it's a good start for Team Aster here over in Group B. This was a little bit of a warm-up for them, perhaps. They've got maybe the main event coming up next, as they are going to be playing up against Virtus Pro. So make sure you guys tune back in for that match. We'll probably have a little break here. And then after these highlights, make sure you join us for VP versus Aster. Should be a very exciting 2-game series.